Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo.
Oh,
When
it
comes
is
to the
here.
Kings, that's my favorite
The
show.
2025 NBA trade deadline! Oh, how does it feel just hours away?
What up, Deuce?
Hey,
Hey, Morgan.
will the Kings make a move? We'll find out. Who else is on the move today? Will it be a quiet deadline or will we have more explosiveness? Morgan, Reagan. How you doing, man? Quick turnaround, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing that can get the juices flowing like a
Like
little
coffee.
NBA trade deadline.
Trade
Like my
deadline.
shirt tonight, good vibes.
It's today.
It doesn't matter what day it is because in Lithuania it's nighttime.
Oh.
I think. And we
Check
are
it out.
ready to break down trades that happen. We are going to be live until right after the deadline. Then we're getting down I-80, zooming down to San Francisco for Kings Blazers tonight, followed by a Kings Blazers podcast. We're juiced. We're ready to go. Oh, the deadline's here! I need some good vibes! Fun! Yeah! A little morning fun! Woo! We have been waiting for this day. We've seen trade galores. Luka's been on the move. De'Aaron goes bye-bye. Dead to us. Levine. Jonas. Jimmy. Who else is moving today? A little more. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's go, deadline.
I understand why people think Deuce is on drugs.
I mean, there's a part of me that feels kind of bad, right?
About what?
These players can move. Steve Kerr said Dennis Schroeder just got a house in San Francisco last week, and now he's been traded. He's in Utah. What the hell? Where's he going next?
Why are we fist bumping to that?
It's the music. I don't know. It's part of the business we celebrate. It feels kind of weird today.
But we're
Families
still...
uprooted. Kids have to change schools.
Then they don't have friends and they get bullied properly.
Why do we celebrate this?
This is really feeling dark right now.
Oh my goodness.
What a downer. Oh my God.
Happy deadline day. The biggest thing you could do for us is make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We are going to be here reacting to any news as it happens. It's a weird day as we have no Wojnarowski for the first time at a deadline in a long time. I need to open up a window
Thank
for Morgan.
you. My goodness. Yeah, I was not expecting fog.
You know what? I wasn't either, but when you feel the vibes, you feel the vibes. You know what I'm
Of families being uprooted.
No. It is the one weird thing when it comes to the NBA trade deadline.
I know.
We spend so much time talking, is this guy moving, this guy? And then like when you really go into the human element of it, I'm like, oh shit, man.
They have to be separated from their family because they have to wait till the end of the school year and then all these different things.
Jordan McLaughlin cites as a free agent in Sacramento. Wife has a kid, and hey, you're moving to Texas now. Anyway, we appreciate you guys being here.
And then how crazy is that story too? The kid's going to be like, I was born in Sacramento. And they're like, wait, how did you end up here? Yeah, I only lived in Sacramento for, I don't know, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
It's all wild. But here we are talking about it. And it is, look, when you're a fan of this league, it is so fun to ultimately look at how these teams and organizations either change, get better, get worse, and especially love teams getting worse.
Or stand pat, do nothing. We're used to that, huh? I'm just kidding, man. Hey, how about my Lithuanian shirt, huh?
I know you've talked about it twice. You want me-
Valanciunas, a bonus?
No, I get the vibe.
And Deuce
I thought you were going to
Mason.
wear that on the pod last night.
They lost by like 800.
Oh,
so.
you're right. That's what happened.
But it's a new day. Yes, it is. So it's all quiet at the moment. But for those who have been sleeping the last 2 days, maybe they
Yeah.
don't know what's happened, right?
Oh, so I see. Oh God,
Maybe.
Deuce got his notes of where everyone went and how everything goes. We're ready for it, Deuce.
Oh! The 2025 NBA trade deadline is here, right? Movement everywhere. And it got started with some explosiveness the other night. I come back from King's Thunder. I see my phone. Luka Doncic, along with Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris headed to the LA Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 29 first-round pick from the Lakers. They couldn't even get that 2031. Well, good thing the Lakers held on to it because they were done yesterday. Don't connect Cam Reddish. That 2031 unprotected pick, along with a 2030 pick swap, goes to Charlotte for Mark Williams, the big center. Doesn't play a lot of games, but when he does, he's a beast. They got some size, some athleticism. We'll see what that looks like. A lob threat for Luka. I need that music to keep on rolling. We're going to put that on repeat.
Yeah.
We are done. How about De'Aaron Fox on the move in a 3-team deal? He goes with Jordan McLaughlin to San Antonio. Zach LaVine coming back to Sacramento with CD Sissoko. We hardly knew ya. Kings got a couple of second-round picks, 3 first. One of those turned into a second, and then CD got shipped off to DC because the Kings got the big man, the Lithuanian tank. Jonas Valanciunas coming to Sacramento in that deal. But what the Bulls get? I know. They got Kevin Huerter. They got Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and their own pick back. This is from the top of my head. I'm just flowing right now. This is when you know I'm locked in and ready to go, or I'm just stretching because I'm trying to remember more deals. What is it? I don't know, man. I like to deceive the people out there, don't I? Oh, a minor trade happened. Oklahoma City, New Orleans, you had Daniel Tice. Yes. And pick go for cash considerations from from New Orleans to Oklahoma City. The Pelicans were done. Oh my goodness. They said, underlay, mommy, B.I., let's go to Toronto now. I don't know. This is me flowing. I'm just in my game. All right. Flow state. Brandon Ingram has been moved to Canada. Are there tariffs on the deal? We don't know at this hour. But Brandon Ingram's going to the Raptors. Kelly Olynyk, Bruce Brown, remember him? And what else is going there? You'd blow your mind. I have to look at my notes for that. Oh, first and a second round pick going to the Pels as Brandon Ingram's contract is expiring after this year. Oh, Milwaukee. Kyle Kuzma coming to the Bucks. See ya, Chris Middleton. You've got Chris Middleton and AJ going to the Washington Wizards. Derry Bird is what they call him. They also got Patrick Baldwin in that deal and a second round pick for Kyle Kuzma, but then they shipped Baldwin today to the San Antonio Spurs for cash considerations. We know that guy. He was really good for the Kings for a long, long time. Morgan, Kuzma, athleticism, size, I get all that. Will he be able to knock down some shots for the Milwaukee Bucks in a new environment, a winning environment? We'll find out. And Chris Middleton, I am so sorry. You got to be with the Wizards, but a good young guy for the vibes. They also got Jericho Sims in that deal. DeLon Wright headed to the New York Knicks. Philadelphia, Washington agreed to a deal today, too. Reggie Jackson, a future first. He's going to D.C. for Jared Butler and 4 second-round picks to the Sixers. And then our old buddy, Davion Mitchell, gets shipped from Toronto to Miami. for PJ Tucker and a second-round pick. You're going, PJ Tucker? Wait, how did he go back to Miami? The guy was in with the Clippers, and with the Utah, now Miami. He's all over the place. He's somehow in Toronto now. We buried one of the bigger deals of the day, too.
You did, but
We did together. Jimmy Butler has finally been moved in a deal with the Golden State Warriors. Joe Lacob, Mike Dunleavy said, sorry, Curry. We're staging an intervention. Curry, you need some help. Here is Jimmy Butler. The playoff riser is coming to town. Will he be locked in, ready to go? They move on from Andrew Wiggins. They don't win a championship in 2022 without Andrew Wiggins. They move on from Dennis Schroeder. He goes to Utah. It doesn't sound like Utah's going to keep him. Yeah, that's kind of strange. And then Kyle Anderson's in Miami for the moment. It sounded like he was going to go to Toronto, but there's a lack of clarity. Where's slow-mo Kyle Anderson going? Maybe someone for the Sacramento Kings. I like slow-mo. So that is where we are at. Oh, you should have hit me in the face. Jane Springer's been traded too. He's headed to the Houston Rockets. Major deal between the Boston Celtics and the Houston Rockets.
my favorite thing about this, you'll hear this now, but if you're with us in 2 hours from now, you will hear that a lot sharper. What?
Yeah, I honestly don't know how much more sharp I can get right now.
No, you would, because that was your first time doing it. You usually as you get through the stream and keep going, then you start remembering.
I had a tariff joke in there.
Funny.
I did an underlay mummy, B.I., let's go. Toronto is now or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Dad liked, but yeah.
Okay.
But no, I like it's.
This is why we have real producers behind the scenes with us. Jedediah? What's your name? Jebediah? Jebediah. I don't know why I always mess that up now. I don't even remember your name.
Like you made him.
The real producers are in the chat. MJ says, what about the Quentin Grimes trade? Who could forget? At this hour, we can tell you Quentin Grimes has been moved from Dallas. He is going to Philly for Caleb Martin. So Dallas very active. Does Oklahoma City have another move? What are they positioning themselves to do? Sam Presti, the magician, has been with that group since Seattle 2007. Are they doing anything else today? We got word that Chet Holmgren will be making his return soon for an OKC team that is absolutely rolling after smacking around the Phoenix Suns last night. Kevin Durant did not play in the game. What's his future like? What are they doing with him? It sounded like he could have been maybe on the move to the Golden State Warriors, but he did not want to play with Draymond Green. That is for me. Oh, man, Peyton, how did I forget that one,
What?
too?
Oh, no. That's okay. You're doing great.
I actually had Quentin Grimes written down, but I did forget this one. The Pistons sending KJ Martin and 2 second-round picks to the Pistons. The Sixers sending KJ Martin. I like KJ Martin. Let me write that down on my notes. Pistons. God, you producers are so much better than the people who work with us. Appreciate you guys so much for hanging out. Of course, we are going to be here with updates, and we'll figure out what on earth is going to happen around the league. Will the Kings make another move? After last night, you're watching that game going, please, basketball gods, can you help this team out? Zach LaVine struggled in his first game. Not too concerned about that. But Morgan, they add Valanciunas. I think we're all left going, can they add another wing?
Yeah, that's where we're at with the Sacramento Kings. Again, I think there's so many people last night like, how you feeling after the Fox trade and everything? And you just have to look at it as a small sample size. And you can factor in everything else, but you don't want to make excuses. And so that's why you sit here today going, yeah, there's definitely flaws to this roster. I'm excited to see what it's going to be like having Jonas Valanciunas come off the bench for the Sacramento Kings. But also, when you're playing some of these bigger teams that have some bigger wings, you want to make sure that you can match up against them the right way. Or if you're not, then you just got to play defense the right way. You got to communicate. You got to play physical.
Yeah. Or can they be, those, I forget, was it some sort of cartoon? We've seen that gimmick before where maybe one of the players wears like a trench coat and then you have like Levine get on Boogie Ellis's back if they brought him up. And then just add that size and length, right?
They do that.
The trench coat game?
Yeah.
And BoJack Horseman, they do that. Okay.
Trench
just
coat.
something to consider about with the trench coat factor. right?
What was that kid? Oh, his name was Vincent Adultman. And he had broom hands to make himself bigger.
Yeah, Monty McNair has made a big move at this hour. He's added one Vincent Adultman, and they really like his size. Of course, I get the smallest picture
Wait, no,
ever.
go back and show a full back to your search.
Okay.
And then go to that.
Oh,
Yep,
dude.
there you go.
You're telling me,
That's-
if the Kings have Vincent Adultman, it is all over.
Good bet. Good bet. But they're not going to do that. That'd be very dangerous to play like that. And you can't play in a trench coat. Breaking news. So instead, you got to trade for a wing.
Also in the chat, a couple of people mentioning that Patrick Baldwin got moved to the Spurs. They're trying to update me on that. I mentioned that in my rundown.
Oh, wow.
Stay locked in, all right? Be ready to go. Really curious to see how today unfolds. Like Kevin Durant, I can't imagine he gets moved now, but I guess anything is possible. The other one that's being talked about is DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks, who's having a really good year, making about $20 million per year. I guess the Cavs have some interest in him.
Oh. Oh.
Wow. Getting choked up. Thanks for having my back.
Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to worry about you? Or am I supposed to keep talking?
Burp me.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm better now.
Okay.
So could DeAndre Hunter be on the move? Could the Cavs look to shake something up that dramatically when things have been going pretty well for that group? That's something that, of course, we'll be watching. Will the Spurs take another swing? There's been talk about them being interested in a big or Cam Johnson. Do they make another move or they wait to see how things play out? All I know is the deadline is less than an hour, 2 hours away. Whew, I love this shit.
Yeah. I hope other things happen. And I say it's so funny that I'm even saying that when we've already had such a wild NBA trade deadline. It's been so much fun when you think about big names and even just going to last night, being at the Kings game before the game, and you see Jimmy Butler traded. Even though we all knew he was going to be traded somewhere, it's fun once you find out who it and where it's to.
Well, that whole behind the scenes aspect will be fun to learn about with the Jimmy Butler to Golden State thing.
Yes.
Because some of the rumblings coming out of the Warriors and the lead up was that Kerr did not like the idea of adding Jimmy Butler. Steph Curry wasn't excited about the idea of adding Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And I think Kerr loves Andrew Wiggins. He talked about him last night. He goes, yeah, he just had a kid a few days ago and now they got to move. And then he was talking about how Schroeder just like moved his family to the West Coast and all this stuff. And then he gets moved. He was talking about how tough this time of year is in general. But I think Dunleavy and Lakeup were just like, sorry, man, like we have to do something drastic if we're going to keep making noise here. If we want to be competitive in the West and give Steph some legitimate help. I think it does give him help. And if Jimmy Butler is like motivated and locked in, he got his extension. They should be better, but how much better are they?
Right. And how much better are they for that contract too? 2 years, $121 million. And I mean, they were desperate, but here's what I keep looking at this situation and wanting to go behind the scenes so bad because I go, Miami Heat, they were desperate to get rid of Jimmy Butler. Like, what were they going to do if they had to keep Jimmy Butler?
Yeah.
You know, they were just going to be screwed. So couldn't teams use that to their advantage, even with Jimmy Butler crying about, I'm not going to extend with anyone. Oh, 121 mil, 2 years? Yeah, I'll extend.
Yeah, but I don't think any team was willing to do that. That's the problem is the market for Jimmy. I don't think teams were eager to give him that type of deal.
But my point is with Miami, why like teams should have known that Miami was still in on the struggle bus, right? Like they were screwed because they needed to get rid of Jimmy.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, again, this is the complicated part. It's like moving Jimmy's just not easy in general. It's not only the contract thing, is he makes $50 million, whatever dollars a year. So combining all those salaries to make it work and to get Jimmy to a spot he'd be willing to extend, and then finding an organization that would extend him. I actually think Miami did all right adding Andrew Wiggins. He's a really,
Miami
really
did
good
great
player.
out of this. That's my whole point is that Miami should have been on the short end of the stick and not have ended up so well within this trade. That's what I'm shocked about. They were the desperate ones and still somehow come out big in this one.
Yeah, and because they found a partner that had a quality player in Andrew Wiggins, who's been playing some good basketball, legit two-way player. I also saw someone in the chat talking about Dennis Schroeder. So in that deal, Schroeder ends up in Utah. Mark Spears reported last night that the Jazz don't plan on keeping Dennis Schroeder. What's that mean? Are they going to cut him, like buy him out, or are they going to trade him again? And I saw someone ask, what about the Kings for Schroeder?
Yeah.
You know, I thought about that too for a second.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, where find Dennis Schroeder minutes on this team. Who's sitting?
Okay, but here's my I guess yes, you say that, but at the same time too, don't you also need someone that can be that primary point guard out there and can be a floor manager
As a backup? Yeah, but if you're
That's what I'm
Dennis
saying.
Schroeder and you have the chance to go play like legitimate minutes, rotational minutes, either as a starter or like a high minute guy off someone's bench on a winning team, you
On a winning
much
team.
rather do that than play in Sacramento where maybe you're 15 minutes. I mean, again, if you're playing Schroeder, who are you taking minutes from? Keon Ellis? I can't take minutes from this guy. He's probably not playing enough as it is. So you've got Levine, guard. Malik Monk, guard. DeMar DeRozan. I mean, it's challenging to find him minutes. And this goes back to the larger issue of roster construction. And, you know, I don't know how the Kings are going to deal with things today. Malik Monk, I don't know if you heard his post-game press conference last night.
No, I only heard about when he was asked about like dunking or something.
No, he had something at the very end. He was being asked about the trade deadline. Let's see if I can play this.
Deadline's behind you guys.
I mean, hopefully. I feel like it's a relief now. But yeah, it's probably gonna be another one. And I feel like we'll be better than yesterday. I mean, yeah, better than yesterday. Better tomorrow than today.
I got you. Balance units.
So anyway, he just said, "Yeah, there's gonna be he thinks there's gonna be another one."
I mean,
What was he told? Is there gonna be another move? Huh?
there should be,
Yeah.
and hoping they will be. And this is the most active that the Sacramento Kings have been at a trade deadline since Monty McNair.
Well, I think they've been active in other years. They just can't close deals. And this year, the difference is they've closed some deals.
Okay, when I say active, I was obviously talking about
I am
executing.
sorry.
Like-
We're all on edge as we're approaching the trade deadline at this hour.
Like, you can obviously be active and not get shit done, but like getting shit done and being active and actually executing, yeah, like that's to me how to do the job right.
Someone else in the chat was mentioning, what about Devin Carter minutes? You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, Devin is not a point guard to me at this point. You know,
No,
I don't
no.
see that. So I think that's one of the issues with the Kings right now is like that. All right, who's kind of that secondary guy coming off your bench running the show? And you saw last night when Monk went into foul trouble, it was like, okay, Levine, we need you to carry the load. And Levine's like, what are the plays? I just got here today. And that's something we didn't talk about with Levine last night either is he didn't play for like 2 weeks. Uh-oh. We've got a trade in the NBA. Shams Charania is reporting. The Phoenix Suns aren't done. Yusuf Nurkic, see ya later. Along with a 2026 first round pick to the Hornets for Cody Martin. Misic. I forget how to say his first name, so I'm just saying Misic.
Good.
And a 2026 second round pick. The Suns use a 2026 first round pick to get rid of Nurkic, and they get Cody Martin, Misic, and a second round pick. Okay. The Hornets are in an interesting path right now. They've got a newer front office, and they're obviously doing some dramatic ass things. What else could happen? I know Kevin O'Connor said they've got other guys that could be on the move. Nurkic, by the way, his deal $19.3 million next year, an expiring deal. So he's making a lot of money. And the Suns, like that Nurkic thing was a complete failure. Can we also talk about how DeAndre Ayton is playing like a beast right now? And
Yep.
I know. Like, let's see if he can sustain it. The Blazers have won 9 of 10 games, and he's been playing some excellent basketball. and he just clapped the Suns, his old team, the last couple of nights.
Absolutely. Let's say, is it sustainable? Can he keep it going? But at the same time, there was so many people who didn't even believe that a new situation was going to be it for DeAndre Ayton. And that was something that I thought from the start was going to be great. But then I remember, I think it was last year, when the roads were icy and he was like locked in his house and like couldn't get out. And I remember thinking, I remember even saying to you, I was like, I would do anything to get to a job, anything I could. And so again, safety first, but those little things bothered me. Like, does he have it? And so it's nice to see that hopefully he's changed his mentality and obviously the way that he's been playing.
I do have an update too. The proper pronunciation according to the Hornets game notes, Vasa Micic.
Vasa
Micic. So Micic, Vasa Micic, along with Cody Martin going to the Phoenix Suns.
And then now going back to the Suns then, what a chaotic effing plan that they had over the last couple of years. It just shows you that having big names and not like an actual basketball constructed roster to fit what today's NBA isn't going to work. Like, you have to have a good team. It's not just about having a few good players. Because, well, one, sometimes the good players are going to be out. And then what does that do for your entire team? But two, you just think about how this league works, especially as you get into the playoffs, and how many of these teams just come together with 5 guys on the floor working together, and you can't have that same style that helped you get there.
You also need like legitimate depth.
Yeah.
And I thought their depth was going to be better this year. It just hasn't worked out. And I don't think KD's happy. An update from Connor, by the way, who's taking issue with you at this hour.
Me?
Morgan, you don't understand that the Portland ice storm. There was a 2-inch layer of ice on everything.
I know.
You dumb Californian.
Is that what he called me?
Stick to your sunny beach weather, you son of a... Jeez,
No, he didn't.
Connor,
He did not say that.
Settle down, bro.
No, and that is such a fair point, and I do apologize because you are right. Like, I shouldn't. I was kind of just trying to say I shit on it initially, and then not really taking it in how dangerous and awful it really was. So yes, it was more me just talking about his mentality, but I used that example, which wasn't the right example. So I apologize, and I hope everyone stays safe with any icy streets.
We are 93 minutes away from the NBA trade deadline. We just had a deal go down with Nurkic going to the Hornets. You do see kind of a guy like someone like Martin, Cody Martin could have helped the Kings just from like a depth. I guess at this point, anyone that has like some size and length and toughness could help the Kings. And I like the Valanciunas pickup for sure. But man, as this clock is a ticking, you're looking going, can they get another deal done? Who else is making moves today? Could the Pelicans be done? I've seen in the chat, hey, Herb Jones, reunite him with Keon Ellis. Could he honestly be on the move at this deadline?
Yeah.
The Pelicans move on from Brandon Ingram. You got CJ's big deal. Zion, what does his future hold? It doesn't seem like that's a name that you've really heard in the trade market. But at this point, I don't care if you haven't heard the name in the trade market. We just saw Luka get traded. I think anything is possible.
Yeah, anything's definitely possible. And I feel like teams are more and more willing, it feels like this trade deadline, to be like, this isn't working. Let's go on to the next. Let's plan a new future. Let's do other things. And that's why, I keep talking about the Suns and just like, what is the point now?
I would have tried to move Durant and gotten back some picks and try to you know what? We're going to restock the cupboard and figure it out because we went all in on this and our cupboard's bare now. And we're clearly not good enough to really tweak this thing. We're stuck with Beal's deal.
Yeah.
The no trade clause. That was the thing that I think really killed them.
From this, and I mean, we all talked about it when the deal happened. We're like, with the no trade clause, that is the stupidest thing that you could acquire. But go on.
And you got KD's big deal too. I mean, KD's a stud and a half, but like you just, especially in this era with the cap ramifications, with these apron rules, it makes it challenging to build a team.
So I guess my other thing is, I know it was out there about Draymond. He has a relationship with the Suns owner, front office, whatever. And I thought that was interesting because when we were looking at obviously the Golden State Warriors looking at Kevin Durant, it seemed like, yeah, that could be a good thing, but it's probably going to be for Draymond. And not knowing if it's true or not, but like we've all heard rumblings behind the scenes of like, oh, does Katie like Draymond? Is it that? What is it? And like we don't have confirmation on that, but my point to it being, if Draymond was traded to the Suns for KD, would KD have been more willing? And would
Yes,
the Warriors not part ways with Draymond?
And that's the thing.
Can't wait to hear it.
My theory on this is
Love it,
even
theory.
if KD and Draymond patch things up, which I think they're fine.
Okay.
Like I think if they see each, like they'll talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean he wants to play with them. I may be cool with my ex. We're not hanging out and catch him up all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, if I saw, hey, good to see you. Really good. Yeah. No, we're not.
You're not playing
We're
basketball
not
together?
reuniting. We're not going out on a date. Hey, let's kind of reconnect, you know? And it's the same thing. I think Katie and Draymond are cool, but like, no, we're not playing together. And I think Durant was like, I'm down to go play with Golden State again with Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Is Draymond going to be there? Oh, he's going to be there? No, I'm good. I'll stay. And I think that's why you heard in the lead up, hey, dude, the Warriors are open to moving Draymond. And Matt Ishbia, a Michigan State guy, he's kind of tight with Draymond. They're really in. They could move him. They didn't do it. And that's the thing, I think, when you look back at Golden State, there's so many things that they made mistakes on. You know, the pick of Wiseman, maybe not moving Moody and Kuminga for a big swing when they could have. But ultimately, it was also choosing Draymond over everybody. The guy punched Poole in the face, and they ended up trading the guy that got punched in the face.
It's so weird. It's so awful. And like, and look, this happens with teams. I remember the Sacramento Kings feeling that same attachment to a toxic person. In DeMarcus Cousins, you know, like obviously did some great things off the floor, but you just think about how these teams just hang on to these relationships, and it's like, nope, that's toxic, and you should probably get out of it. And it's actually bringing your team down at some point. Like it helped when it helped, and that's so great that he was part of that championship run. But sometimes it could be and he's punching a guy in the face. Yeah, let's give him more money. No, that's just, I mean. That doesn't happen in the real world, but in the NBA world, in some organizations, I guess so.
In the chat, a lot of people talking about what about Kevin Durant going back to Oklahoma City?
Ooh, well,
That would shake the foundation of the league.
Yeah, that would be I mean, it's possible, and if it did happen, it's like okay,
They've got picks. You would have to
yeah.
combine a lot of salaries, so that's the challenge. Is how would you make that deal happen? I don't know, man. It's a little too quiet right now. What is
Where
going
you at,
on?
Shams?
What is going on around the association? Also in the chat, if you guys do see any tweets of anything, you can let us know.
Produce,
but don't like be trolls either.
Don't be trolls.
I mean, I have alerts on just to be clear.
Just to be clear, to confirm everything. And it's true.
I hope we're not faced with what we were faced with last free agency period, where it seemed like all the big free agent news happened like in the lead up to free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And then the free agency day, nothing happened. We were sitting here for hours going, oh, okay. And now are we going to look back and go, well, like all the moves were happened pre-deadline. There's nothing today.
We got a big move. Nurk and Martin.
Okay.
And Davion.
I'm happy for Davion Mitchell going to Miami. Seems like a Miami guy.
You think?
He's a dog, dude. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay. You know, it's funny when you said Miami guy. I was like, what? Like the nightlife?
Oh,
like I
yeah,
was just
dude,
like,
I
was like, I can't picture Davion like.
Morgan, I am focused on one thing, and that's what you do on the hardwood. I don't care what you're doing in South Beach.
Okay,
I'm sure Davion Mitchell, as a person, is thrilled to go to Miami. There's not a player that goes, God, I'm going to Miami. This sucks.
I mean, I might. I don't,
Have you been there?
Well, no, but the humidity in
Okay.
Florida with my hair does not go hand in hand.
In the chat, I think all the big moves happened, but the Kings are hoping for a small one, so we are out here. The poll question I have right now, will the Kings make another move? Hell yes at 52%. Nope at 48%. All right, so people, a little mixed reaction at the moment. The Kings do have 2 roster spots open, too. So I imagine they'll use one of those maybe post deadline to give Isaac Jones a deal.
Yeah, well, they put him in first last night, right?
Yeah, but I think that was also like they tried him at backup last night and Alex Len, and then they've got Big Valanciunas coming. So
I know, but that my point was just to like see how they feel about all these bigs that they have as well. Yes, and there needs to be more wings. I mean, that's the thing. You can't have more guards. You don't need more bigs. Let's just get in the middle, get some of those wings. And that's why though too, I say no more guards, but when I think of like a pure point guard or however you want to identify a point guard, a ball handler, someone who's confident with basketball, can be that floor manager. I do feel like you need another established point guard. And that's why when we were talking about Dennis Schroeder, and I understand like, why would he want to go there? Especially depending on what happens, unless it's in a trade. But I do believe since you did ship off Jordan McLaughlin and De'Aaron, you are putting yourself in a place where you still need to look at that position. So if there is another guard, it better be an effing point guard.
if that's the only thing they did, though, could you imagine?
I mean, it's something. You say the only thing.
Morgan, they need a wing. I need you to understand. There's nothing you could say right now that's going to change my mind. Like if they do not get some sort of wing at the deadline, some sort of size,
I just don't
that
have
is
that
going
expectation.
to be. Well, you should have. Morgan, you should have those expectations. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't. Like, it's a clear need. It's been a clear need.
No
You're making me angry right now, even suggesting that. Like, that's not acceptable. You got to get that.
Listen, I would love to go around the league and be like, I want that wing, I want that wing, I want that wing, I want that length, I want that length. I get it. And I get it's their job to get that shit done. I guess my point, and it's not like, oh, but I'm satisfied because they got some shit done. But I am satisfied that some of the flaws were being addressed within this trade deadline. Now, I would love if it was all the flaws, but that's just not how life works all the time. It isn't. And at least
I'm not doing this right now.
Listen,
I am not doing this right now.
Just shut up and listen. The other deadlines, 0 flaws were addressed. Cash considerations, Kessler Edwards, there were not flaws addressed. And that's why I look at this time and I go, okay, there's been a flaw addressed.
Yes.
And that, again,
flaw.
that doesn't
Valanciunas.
make me satisfied and all these different things. But I guess just my expectations of it, I'm like, okay.
You need to hire your expectations. Like, we got to hire these. What are we doing?
I mean,
a couple of people in the chat mentioning Torrey Craig's name because he just got waived by the Bulls. Torrey Craig, I think my biggest question is, was 6'7". He's been out with like an ankle thing. And the last I saw, Billy Donovan was talking about was something with his nerve in his foot. He hasn't played in a while. And so I don't know how, I guess I just don't know how serious the ankle injury is. You know, he's not.
Oh, yeah. He's only played 9 games this season.
He's what, 34, 35 years old too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's tough. You know, I guess it just depends on where his health is. If he's feeling better, sure. But I don't know at this rate. But that's where you look. You got a roster spot open, and like that would make some sense. And maybe that's like a backup plan for them if one of their trade targets doesn't work out. Blazers, the Kings are playing the Blazers tonight, and there's so much talk about them too. What are they going to do at the deadline? They could just be standing pat too.
People are like mad at me.
No, some people are telling me to calm down too. What are you saying?
Well, Miles, straight BS, Morgan. Come on, LOL. But yeah, no, I mean, you know what I want the same thing as you, but I guess I feel like it's more realistic to be like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Because look, the caliber of wing that you can get, you don't want to just get a wing to get a wing.
Excuse my language. Fuck that. Yes, I want a wing to have a wing. Are you
but what
shitting
if they're a liability on one end or the other, and then they're not even playable?
We need.
Well, you're acting like that's a bad assessment.
It is. It's letting them off the hook so hard right now.
Kessler Edwards
would help this team right now.
No, he wouldn't, because he wouldn't play.
Yes, he would on this team.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he
You're
would.
full of shit. No, he wouldn't.
You're
No, he
insane.
went-
I'm not. Why are we fighting about this now? It hasn't even happened yet.
You're the one raising your voice.
They need depth. We know this. Like I don't. That's
Then go
insane.
get Kessler Edwards. Go get Kessler, and you're
He's
going to be
not
happy.
available.
But my point is, would you be happy?
Would I be happy? No,
No,
I'd
you
be
wouldn't.
better than nothing.
No, you wouldn't. You just acted like yes, everything, blah blah blah, and it's not anything. That's my point. Ha ha, ha.
Dude, I would sign up for Kessler Edwards right now.
You're-
I would take his brother. Does he? Like,
Oh,
does his dad want to play him?
my
How tall is his
God.
dad?
who else was it here? Was that beginning of the year? McDaniels.
Okay, I want to take him, but
See, that's my point, though.
But no-
You're like that's not
okay, but
that's
no,
addressing the wing.
we're gonna stop fighting on this first. But this is what I'm gonna say about this. There are players available that you can get that would help. So just going, well, maybe there's just no one that can help. It's like, no, that's
I
not
didn't
true.
say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say no. There's no one that can help. I just said getting that caliber of wing. It's not about. I don't even give a shit what you have to give up. I'm not sitting here being like, oh, don't want to give up your future. Give up your effing future. Get the effing wing. Do what you got to do. But my point is, it still takes both sides, and that's where it's like you have to make sure that you're willing to even give up as much as you need to give up for this wing, but a wing that is playable.
What
that
about,
is going to make an impact.
Ben Simmons on the buyout market? Some people suggesting.
I mean, sure.
Dude, I would do that. I would
Like, why
100%
not?
do that. What do we got here? Oh, we got a trade in the NBA. This is involving DeAndre Hunter. Let's see what the details are. Wow. The Cavs have done it. The Atlanta Hawks are trading DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs for Karis LeVert, George Niang, and 3 second-round picks and 2 swaps. The Cleveland Cavaliers trying to make noise in the Eastern Conference, add some legit size, a guy who could score, a defender. DeAndre Hunter, headed to the Cleveland Cavs.
The
Cavs.
Cavaliers.
They're 41-10 right now, by the way. And that is a shakeup. I know George Niang is very popular in that locker room, but DeAndre Hunter, that looks like
Huge.
a big
That's huge for the
upgrade
Cavs.
for them. He
Yep.
on the season is having a career year. 19 points a game, 46% shooting, nearly 40% from 3 on almost 7 attempts. You add in 4 rebounds. You don't need a rebound. You got Mobley and Allen.
Dude,
Wow,
talk
that's a
about a
gr-
team with so much size too, and it's a huge. I think it's a huge upgrade, and to a team that's already good with what they have. But that is how you make tweaks. Now they had to give up a lot too, which
I mean, whatever.
all the picks.
Seconds, dude.
3
3 seconds and 2 swaps. I don't give a shit about
3
that.
seconds, 2 swaps, and 2 players.
Yeah, for you're 41-10, and you're trying to win a championship.
I stop with this defensive energy. I literally like it. I wasn't even saying, oh my God, they have to give up so much. I was just making again analysis, like, wow, they are an opinion, a fact.
I think it's a
that
great
they had to
trade.
give up a lot. Yes, I agree. I think it makes the Cavs even way better.
I mean, he's got such great size, the wingspan, good defender, hitting threes. The problem with him has just been health over the years. He's been relatively healthy this year, and you think about like Garland, Mitchell,
Yeah,
Hunter,
it's insane.
Allen, Mobley, dude.
All those picks too for Atlanta, and then plus someone like Karis LeVert. You know, I mean, that's someone who was getting some good minutes still with the Cavs, and it's not like he was adding a whole bunch. What was he averaging? Like 10 points a game, but
He's a guy off the
shooting
bench.
40% from
Spark
3-point
plug off the
land.
bench.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I mean, he's a good player. But the Cavs definitely, it's a huge upgrade to the
Dude.
roster.
And I mean,
That's already good.
You still have Max Strus,
Yeah.
who's been good for them. Okoro. I mean, god damn, man. It's a good team.
I
it's
know.
a really good team.
I think it's a great move.
Damn, man, the Cavs.
And
going for
to
it.
say that right away and to feel that right away is not something you usually feel in a trade, but you know how the Cavs roster is already constructed, and to just add another good player, and you're hoping, like we said, he can stay on the floor, and this year he has been able to.
It's a good swing too, and you think about how this team has been built, right? Like in the post LeBron era. Dude, they trade for Donovan Mitchell. For years, everybody's clowning him like, oh, he's just going to go to the Knicks anyway. He's not going to stay there. He signs an extension. Oh, Garland's not going to play with him. He stays. You know, the trade for Jared Allen. He was involved in that like James Harden deal, like a throw into the Cavs.
A throw-in.
It's just those moves. And then you draft Mobley. Like, it's been really impressive how they've built this team. And you get a coach that has optimized that group to the fullest in Kenny Atkinson. And now you add to it with DeAndre Hunter. Awesome move. Awesome move for the Cavs. So that's a big one. That's a big one. And, you know, honestly, from a chemistry standpoint, it's not easy for the Cavs to make a trade like this, right? When you're 41-10, you're number one in the East. You do wonder, like, emotionally how that will be for the locker room, losing a couple of guys that I think those guys liked.
Absolutely. No, I mean, that's definitely, that's something you're taking a risk on too, because I think that's ultimately the first thing I go to is, wow, like roster upgrade, great job. But you do think about the emotions, especially when you have such a good team and you've built something good this season. You're vibing off each other and who's in there. And so we'll see how they bounce back from this, but I'm sure things will be fine. They've been playing well.
Man, the top of the East is fascinating. You got Boston, who's, you know, not playing like they were last year, but they've won 4 in a row. They're 36-15. They're the defending champs. Everyone's kind of looking at them and their size. Then you got the Knicks with that starting lineup that looks really strong, questionable depth. Those are the 3 in the East, and I think the Cavs got better today. So that's big time shit for them.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Let's get to some super chats, Morgan Reagan.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys.
Appreciate the people hanging out with us, by the way. If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed as we're approaching the final hour of the NBA trade deadline. Lena in the chat says, this Kings need to come up with the idea of having one jersey for Domas and Jonas. As a Lithuanian, I can't wear just a Domas jersey in the arena. It's like choosing who is your favorite child. Oh, so you're talking about a split Valanciunas Sabonis.
That's cute.
Valabonis.
Valabonis.
Sabonachunas.
3 dunk.
Sabonachunas. Be grateful. Oh, donates $2. Waiting for
Thanks.
Monty's cash considerations move. LOL.
Oh, you little shit.
Christina, appreciate you saying awesome podcast. Glad I can follow trades today with you guys. Love from Lithuania.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lithuania, stand up.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you guys.
I'm so glad
Really
I wore
sweet.
this shirt today for
I
my
know.
Lithuanians hanging out.
Look at you.
Sachunas is a good one. I like that. Emiliano in the chat says, all the good teams have length and good wings, and Monty is like, man, I'm good. Okay.
You guys are
Also, if you've not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. We surpassed 20,000 subs yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys.
And Morgan immediately was like, we got to get to 100K. And I was like, can we just enjoy the moment for a second? Why are you 100K?
That's a lie.
And so she's on this mission. She's like, thank you. Yeah, 20. Let's get to 100. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Yeah, let's do it. So,
We can do what, PlayStation giveaways or something?
that's funny. Shots fired.
I'm kidding.
That's so inside of like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid, Morgan. Oh my God.
such a dick.
James says, do we get Dennis Schroeder? I just don't. Where does he fit, man? I mean, I hear it, but I just don't know how many minutes he would get. So that's the tough one. If you guys have more questions or comments, let me know. Also in the chat, Tremason? Is that how you say it? Tremason? Landing a second round pick for Chris Murray. Hey, I was watching Chris Murray last game against the Blazers. He made some great defensive plays. At this rate, yes, I would take Chris Murray. Yes.
Well, I was gonna say find a way, but they're playing well now, so
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
So it is 10:49. Yeah.
Someone was asking about why Adam Wojnarowski isn't working today, especially now that his brother. What?
Yeah. He stepped away a little bit.
His Adam did?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he like try and like take the NBA world by storm?
His whole thing was to get his brother to leave the NBA.
I see.
It was all like
Part of the plan.
it was a takedown so the family could kind of reunite, and I think they're kind of doing their own thing.
Truth or Trash, I started writing a musical for Adam Wojnarowski.
Truth. You did. Yeah. I mean, yes, I'm very aware of that.
And I have one scene down. The first opening song down.
It's a good point about Woj.
Yeah.
Adam Wojnarowski. We could have planned that. It's been a chaotic stretch.
It's been a really chaotic
You just want to be really
stretch.
transparent? Didn't plan it. Didn't plan it. Because we are literally after this, shutting this down, getting in a car with all of our shit, our stuff for TV tonight, podcast equipment to go to San Francisco for Kings Blazers. Callie Trucker, appreciate you, says, do you think the Kings should address the fact that the entire league is calling Golden One Center a shooter's arena? I just don't know what that means, because like, how is it a shooting arena for opposing teams but not the Kings all the time? Like, if it's a shooter's arena, you would think the Kings would like benefit from that. I don't.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like a baseball park where it's like there's different ranges of where you are knocking the ball out of the park, right? It's literally all the same size. and I think the only thing is, you know, when you look at depth perception and different lighting in different arenas, I mean, if you've have played at a high level, or you've even had some traveling basketball, and like you play in those gyms at an AAU tournament where it's like 4 different courts in one room, compared to like a 1940s gym with some dead spots on the floor and the yellow lighting, and it's just like you can barely see anything. It's different. But this is the NBA.
Look, I'd look into it, sure, and if we need to dim the lights, make it the theater lighting. If you need to remodel the place and put a wall up like the Clippers, let's think about all these things.
Look at you wanting a wall now.
Anything. By the way, Trameson says it's like Jameson, but with the tray in front. Appreciate that, Trameson.
Thanks,
Appreciate you guys so
Trameson.
much.
Thanks so much.
Cody says, how confident are we tonight against the Blazers? Confidence level on a 1 to 10?
6?
4.5.
Okay. Mine's better.
Blazers are playing great basketball, and they've got like Tamani Kamara. Are you kidding me? DeAndre Ayton. I'm watching Rob Williams. I'm like, oh my God, can this guy just stay healthy on the floor? Because when he's out there, he impacts things. Scoot's starting to play some better basketball. He's knocking down shots. He's looking more comfortable. They've won 9 of 10, number 1 in defensive rating in those last 10 games. And the team that you just got crushed by, the Orlando Magic, the Blazers smacked them around twice in that 10-game span. So it's not going to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not worried long term. But I need to see some good basketball together just to like calm me down, feel better. And I think we will. I think the way that you didn't see guys locked in last night, it was surprising too, because you think about how the Kings played against Minnesota, locked in, like ready to go. They wanted to end the road trip with the win. They wanted to end the post De'Aaron Fox era like the right way, and they did it. And then to start the Zach LaVine era, it was fine in the first half. It was like, oh, what you would kind of expect with a new player out there. And then the second half, it just went to shit. And that's where it was so frustrating to see, because it was things that they could control, like physicality, being locked in, not traveling with the basketball like a couple different times. Like it was just
some
like
of the bad turnovers.
Oh man.
Bra in the chest says, we're not making any moves, are we? We'll see, man. There's still time. There is now just 56 minutes until the NBA trade deadline. But what has gone down this morning? Well, this morning you wake up to the news that Davion Mitchell, Mr. Off Night, is leaving Toronto. He is headed to the Miami Heat in a deal for PJ Tucker and second-round picks. We're not done, though. The Sixers and Wizards have agreed to a trade. Reggie Jackson on the move again. He's going to Washington, along with a future first for Jared Butler. And the Sixers get 4 second-round picks. We also learned Yusuf Nurkic. He didn't talk to Mike Budenholzer for like 2 years. Okay, slight exaggeration. The whole season. No surprise, he has been traded. He is headed to the Hornets for Vasa Micic.
Nice.
And Cody Martin. The Suns also sent a first-round pick to the Hornets. Reading my notes was complicated in that moment. Nurkic and a first going to the Hornets for Micic and Cody Martin. And then the trade we just learned about moments ago. DeAndre Hunter leaving the Atlanta Hawks. He is headed to the Cleveland Cavaliers for George Niang, Karis LeVert, and multiple second-round picks and swaps. DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs. What a move for the team with the best record in the Eastern Conference. What other moves can happen? Are we going to see the OKC Thunder take a swing? Are we going to get a shocking one? Could Kevin Durant somehow be on the move? Maybe reuniting with Sam Presti in Oklahoma City? Cam Johnson's name was talked about for months. Is he going anywhere? Will the Nets hold on to him? Are the San Antonio Spurs done? The Golden State Warriors, it sounded like they had no chance of making the other moves, but there's been some rumors that the Vucevic deal is still alive. Do they have another move in the tank to add some size and shooting to the team after acquiring Jimmy Butler yesterday? We will find out in the next 60 minutes. This is the NBA trade deadline. Are you ready? But the more pressing question here in Sacramento
Is?
will the Kings make another move? They made a crazy one when they traded De'Aaron Fox in a 3-team deal, along with Jordan McLaughlin and Kevin Huerter. Huerter goes to Chicago, right? J-Mac goes with Fox to San Antonio. Levine comes back. CD Sissoko comes back. And then he got shipped with some seconds to the Washington Wizards for Jonas Valanciunas. Oh, by the way, CD Sissoko been waived by the Wizards as well. Could he come back home to Sacramento? We'll find out. We'll never forget number 91 in the capital of California. Here we
dramatic.
go.
I did not know that.
That's what it sounds like. If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. As Morgan would say, our push to 100K.
Why not? Why not?
The poll question, by the way.
Yeah.
Will the Kings make another move? Hell yes at 52%. Nope at 48%. The basketball world does not know what to expect from the Sacramento Kings on this trade deadline day. Will the Grizzlies make a move? Could they have a swing left? What about the Houston Rockets? Are they a team that could be in on KD? Some have said they don't want any old guys on their team. Could they wait to see how it plays out? We will find out. Are you doing a pee dance? Do you have to pee or are you nervous?
No. I was just.
Oh, you're feeling it. You're feeling the energy
I was
because
dancing.
we are 62 minutes away. I can't wait.
I can't wait. Well, I can't wait. I want more to happen. Usually it's like in that 11 o'clock hour, huh? Is that when we do this every?
Hey, it's usually in that 11:45 to 11:52 window, right?
But
right?
we always come on 3 hours before. No, this was just 2 hours. So
In the chat, someone said, Deuce, my dog is barking like there is someone at the door. Thanks, Deuce. I'm trying to work from home.
Oh,
Your dog is barking. Why? It's the NBA trade deadline! And he's signaling to Monty McNair. Saying,
oh,
the Kings need a dog. Someone with some size. Yeah, I speak dog because I
Wow.
am a dog. You know this. Am I not a dog? Am I not?
That's such a weird thing to say.
On the floor, I'm a dog.
Do you know I wish I was a dog when I was 7 years old and I
Yeah,
would drink
that
out of
was
a water
weird.
bowl, like on the ground? That's what my mom said. What a weird.
Wait, wasn't the thing that you said is someone asked you when you were young, what do you want to be when you grow up? And
And
you
I said
said
a
a
dog.
dog? What'd your parents do to you? Like, I want to be a dog. Yeah.
They then
Hey, did they chain you up outside? Like, did you sleep outside in a doghouse or something?
no. But I said I wanted to like lick out of a water bowl. Like, what a weirdo.
That's so
weird kid.
disgusting.
You know, I didn't become a dog, but I did become a broadcaster. Whatever. Like, imagine when you're young, I was creative. Thought I could be a dog. But I got that dog in me. What? There's nothing.
Just a quick update. We have reached the final hour.
Hey, 11 a.m.
The question I have, who is willing to push the chips in? Who is taking a swing? We've seen the West get better, Morgan Reagan. Jimmy is in San Francisco now.
Mm-hmm.
Luka with LA. The Lakers also added Mark Williams.
Yeah.
Dallas has AD. Who else is going to take a swing here to go at Oklahoma City? The team that to me is the best team in the NBA's Western Conference. Who else is going to come through late? The pressure's on. The GMs may be sweating a little bit, checking their phone, making calls. Who is going to be able to execute a deal in crunch time? This is what it's all about. This is game 7 of the NBA trade deadline, Morgan Reagan. Are you ready?
Today is my day, but it's his day.
You're doing your Woj song.
I'm so
You're
glad
doing a
that you
lot of
know what it
inside
is.
stuff today.
I'm not, whatever. I mean, you always ask me to sing, and I was just like, I mean, I could state the whole first scene and sing the song for you. It's literally a minute long. That's all you asked me to do.
This
And then,
seems like
like-
something you're really pushing right now and that you really
No,
want
I'm
to
not,
do.
and I don't want to do. But what I do want to do is tell everyone that keeps asking about my quarter zip, King's Team Store, dude, love it, love it.
That's cool.
And it's so comfortable.
You're so trendy, man.
Thank you.
The Lakers. Can we talk about the Lakers for a second?
Mm-hmm.
They land Luka, Maxi Kleba, Markieff Morris, and then the trade last night. How surprised were you that they moved Dalton Connect
Very surprised.
along with that 2031 pick, along with the 2030 swap, Cam Reddish to the Hornets for Mark Williams?
Yeah, I think I was more surprised about Dalton Connect being moved, mostly because what we heard after the AD and Luka trade was that the Mavs also wanted Dalton Connect in the trade with AD, and the Lakers said no, and the Mavs just said okay, and then they just took whatever else they got.
Do you hear the rumor about that from Brian Windhorst
What?
today?
No.
About that deal. I guess the Lakers were asked about that 2031 pick to go to Dallas in the trade for Luka.
Okay.
And like Dallas like, oh, we want that 2031. And the Lakers said, well, we need to talk to Luka to see if he would agree to be here long term. Like a pick.
Oh.
And the Mavs said, no, we don't want anyone to know. And so Lakers said, then we can't we can't give up that pick. Pelinka playing hardball and Nico Harrison's just like, okay.
Well, it wasn't even playing hardball at first. It was just kind of being like, oh, well, we want to talk. And it's like, oh, no. You know, it's funny. Danny Ainge doesn't even know that Luka is involved in this trade, this 3-team trade. So, yeah, no, you're not going to talk to Luka. Whoa. It's not surprising, but it is pretty wild that they wanted to keep it that under wraps so that Luka, his agent, nobody screwed up anything.
Yeah.
And it was honestly smart in so many ways because that's how they wanted it. But at the same time, you just take a step back and look at the situation and you just go, God, you could have sold for so much more. And had it gone messy, sure. But at the same time, just received so much more. Like maybe Dalton Connect even.
Or maybe just don't, trade a 25-year-old generational talent. I don't know. Our buddy Jason Gallagher was on a podcast, huge Mavericks fan. He says he's not a Mavs fan anymore. Like he's just broken. Like the team broke him with that deal and how they've handled it since then. And one of the things he brought up was someone asked him like, well, if you won a championship this year, would that make you feel better? He goes, I think if you ask the majority of Mavs fans, you can guarantee a championship this year or Luka is here for the next decade and you don't know if you win a championship or not. What do you sign up for?
Yeah. What do you sign up for?
And he goes, I think most Mavs fans would say, let's take the risk and do 10 years with Luka.
Really?
Because
I would take the championship. I would take the championship.
Okay,
in a
here's my
heartbeat.
pushback on that.
What?
They literally got to the finals last year with Luka. Who's to
Okay.
say they can't, as he evolves his game, get back there again over the next
Absolutely.
decade and win one or two?
It
You
could
just
happen.
never know. And but also the other joy about winning a title, to be honest, is the connection you have with the player, right?
For sure. Because you're happy for them. You're happy for your city. You're happy for.
I don't think a Mavs fan's gonna be like, oh my God, dude, I just connected so much with Anthony Davis and Max Christie. Where they had a deep bond with Luka. I think that
I
can't
guess
be lost.
here's the difference. Like, if you were to shove LeBron, AD, Luka, all in the Sacramento Kings right now, and they win a championship this year, like somehow all of them just come on the Sacramento Kings. They win a championship this year. I understand that it wouldn't feel as like that grinded out beam team style where it's like, whoa, they were against all odds and they found a way. It's like, no, you found the cheap way of getting a championship. But at the same time, I think as a city, you're still going, holy shit, like we won a championship.
There's just so
maybe it's different also in Dallas, not
I think the
same.
other thing too is just like when you see a team go through the steps, like grow together and build
It's
that
beautiful.
bond and lose in the first round,
It's
and lose
beautiful.
in the and then like you finally overcome the odds.
The
That's
stories.
That's the special
the journey.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, where-
No, I agree. I'm not saying
and that's why I don't think some of these super teams have really been able to ever like have a ton of success. Like people wanted to hand the Clippers a championship. Well, they got hurt a lot, right?
Yeah.
The Nets with Harden, Kyrie, and KD, they're winning a championship. They're the favorites. No.
Yeah.
The Suns. Oh my God. I mean, I know Beal's not, but you put him there with KD and Booker. Woo. I don't know, man.
I know, and it's a fair. It's fair to break it down like that. So God of Disco, Morgan, it's about soul. I was in Dallas when it went down and people were talking about how their dogs were named Luca. The connection is everything. And no, and you're so fair and right. And this is coming from someone who has been a fan of an organization of a franchise that has never won a championship in the Sacramento area. That's all I count. Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really honor the 1951 championship in Rochester.
And so I completely understand. And I even think like this is coming from me who I get excited when the Kings beat the Warriors. I act like it's a championship every single time just because I love it so much. I don't even care where this team is. And then I think about that Beam Team year and that journey. And Deuce and I keep saying, never forget this. Always like celebrate these moments because you never know when it will go away. And it went away quick. And I completely understand that. I guess sometimes when I see other organizations, I always like, especially if they've won championships in the last 10 years or whatever it's been. I always just think like, oh yeah, they feel differently, but I can understand that they're humans too.
If you've not done it yet, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. All it does is help our channel grow. Shout out to Joe for the donation saying Mo is a fashion icon.
Darling, thank you.
All right, Morgan.
Yes.
It's been too quiet. The last trade we got, and let's not just lose sight of the fact that was a big trade. Let's not be greedy here, but we're also selfish. We want Sacramento to do some shit here.
We do. And
when are you officially getting a little nervous? A little nervous about things?
Well, I'm not nervous because my expectations are so low. And they're so low, and I was fed Jonas Valanciunas as like part of this trade deadline, addressing a need. And I was like, yum, that was a good appetizer. That was fun. Okay. And then like if I don't get to eat dinner, I'll be like, man, at least the appetizer is really good. But I still want dinner eventually. Like I'm gonna be hungry. And so I need that wing, the little chicken wing.
A lot of people in the chat are mentioning Ben Simmons because there's been some talk that the Nets could buy him out, allow him to go somewhere else.
And do it. Like,
I mean, Ben Simmons at 50 million or whatever he makes right now, you're like, no way. But if you get him on the buyout
That's
market,
what I'm
like,
saying.
would he help the Kings? Yes. Because what's the pressure on
Size.
Ben Simmons?
it's literally pass the ball and play defense. Oh, the two things he's really good at.
You don't need to score. Just you're long. You
Yep.
can play defense. Like,
Be a playmaker.
Oh my God.
Be a big body.
Yes.
Absolutely.
yes.
You'd be.
I mean, I would love that, but I also think there are a lot of teams who would love that. The questions are too, like, how does that work? For the other teams, right? Like the buyout market's completely changed with the aprons, but yeah, I mean, if Ben Simmons is available, I understand the history, I understand the injuries and all this stuff, but you're talking about a low risk pickup at that point.
Yeah.
Like you're bringing him in here, and he fills a void in a major way. I would love that.
Same. So, yeah. I mean, these are all things that, like, again, I dream about. I think about every single day of my life, which is not healthy, but I do, and it's not going to change. And my point to that being is that's why, like, when I get to the trade deadline and I'm not seeing everything go perfect for the Kings, but I see some things. It's like we keep saying with like the wins in the NBA. You got to celebrate the little wins. And right now we're at little wins. We're at little wins. Even you didn't let things get contentious and weird with De'Aaron Fox because ultimately,
Got a little weird.
I know, but ultimately it could have gotten weirder. It could have gotten more desperate. And Bobby Marks even jumped on our podcast that night and said, considering the circumstances, the Kings did good. They came out of this with a player. What?
Christine in the chat says 11-11, make a trade wish.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm good. We don't say it, right? Because you.
yeah,
jinx
don't say it.
Okay.
Wait, I'm still wishing.
It's 11-12. The wish is over. Sorry. Bam, 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 bam. HF in the chat. I don't have any confidence in the Kings front office. I wish the Kings just blew it up and they could start over with a new front office.
What?
You mean blow up the roster right now?
By the way, like I don't feel that way, but two, I also just I look around the league and again, not everyone's Sam Presti and just getting a whole bunch of picks and then figuring out a way. But my point is there's patience within it. And sometimes when you're trying to build something, you gotta keep going with that direction. It's not like they're just building a whole bunch of losing. We've seen some winning under them, and you haven't seen that in so many years in Sacramento that I just feel like be patient with it. Again, that's me. I understand sports fans aren't patient with so many different things. That's why I hate the NFL. Like you fire a coach every other Monday.
In the chat, Oos says Monk and Zach can't start together. It's not going to work. Keon's got to be on the floor to start at times. Christie's got to figure the one out, but they both can't start. I think that's the challenge. Is like, do you? I don't know what you do, man, because I feel like you need Monk's playmaking out there. You need him out there. Who's your backup? Like if you go that route, let's just say you bring Monk off the bench, so you start Keon. A lot of people love to say start Keon. Keon's not a point guard, so. In that setup, are you comfortable with Levine orchestrating? Are you comfortable with DeRozan and then you got Sabonis out there? Is that you're fine with that? If you feel like that's the best path, I'm open-minded to it. Keon, anytime he comes in the game, it's instant energy, and what he can do defensively goes a long, long way.
But I just don't understand why can't Monk and Zach start together? I mean, it's the same thing with De'Aaron needs the ball in his hand so he can come down here and get down. Whatever. Zach is that same style of player except being the primary point guard. But I feel like there's so many moments where he can not only be that primary point guard because one, you're seeing that he does have that passing ability, but two, he has the ability to become such a threat. And then you get that spray three from someone like Malik Monk, or you get that cut. And there's just so many more options. I feel like when you have those two start. Now, if you traded for a primary established point guard in this league, even though we keep going into the positionless zone in the NBA, but let's say that's someone that you get. Sure, if they're better, then you find a way to start that point guard. You put Zach LaVine, Debo, Keegan, however else you have to go about it. But you just keep making those adjustments. But I think right now, those two starting still absolutely make sense.
In the chat, we can score with the best in the league. Playmaking and defense, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to have to score like 140 a night to win. But like even last night, they had I think if that group had a little more time together, I think the offense flows just right. Defensively is going to be the question. Defensively was the question 2 weeks ago, the size, defense, and now 2 weeks later, it's the same question. You addressed, as Morgan said, one of those things by landing Valanciunas, right, with some size and at the backup center spot that was desperately needed. And I think Valanciunas is a great pickup. He's not going to change everything with rim protection, but he's a big body. He rebounds well. He could shoot the rock in the mid range. He could score down low. Like, he's a tough player and adds an element of toughness that this group just hasn't had. And then vocally, he's a leader too. So I think that's going to be a really strong pickup. I just think this group has to have one more move to make.
Absolutely. I mean, you know what I mean? Fan bases around the league today are talking about what they want their team to address and change. Or, I mean, I'm sure even after the Cavs made a move today, there's fans being like, yeah, but I really don't like so-and-so isn't giving us what Kevin Durant can give us or something. You know, like nothing's ever going to be perfect through everyone's eyes, but it's also about like making those tweaks, building, growing. And I feel like the Kings are finally going in that direction. But would prefer another tweak.
It's 11:16.
Uh-huh.
The deadline is at noon.
Dun, 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 dun.
Here we go.
Today is my day. I'm just doing it to bother you now.
It's not bugging me. It's just
Yeah,
like commit to doing it.
No.
You just Morgan has a musicals that she has come up with for Adam Wojnarowski. And I don't know why today she just probably because it's a deadline and Woj is on her mind.
We're chilling here.
I know. And I'm saying do it. But it's just like this random like dipping my toes in. You just explain and do it.
Okay, fine. So I wrote a musical.
Okay.
But I only wrote the first scene. And we obviously have someone named Adam Wojnarowski that joins the show, which is Adrian Wojnarowski's brother.
Yeah.
And, you know, Adam just really wants to prove to his brother Adrian that, like, he can be a newsbreaker. He can be a reporter. He can be as good as him one day. He just wants to make his brother proud. And Adam Wojnarowski lives in an apartment complex, and next to him is another friend in the business that, you know, can hear all of his shenanigans through the walls. And so this first scene is Adam Wojnarowski singing, and then you hear his friend coming in. This was also started to be made before Dame was traded, before Harden was traded anywhere. So it's old. So it starts with waking up Adam Wojnarowski in his apartment. And I think it's trade deadline day. I forget already, and he's like, today is my day, but it's his day, but it's my day for sure. Whether it's a Dame trade or will Harden play somewhere along the shore, all I know is that I will make it. And Adrian will say that he has made it. The NBA world will be shook, and they will say, come on, his name is Adam Wojnarowski. He breaks the news and he can foresee all the greatest things in all the greatest plays. Come on, it's Adam Wojnarowski. He just tweeted that Joel Embiid will be someone that a team will want in a trade. And then a knock at the door. Dun, dun, dun. And then it's the neighbor. Adam, are you singing about what you tweeted again? Oh, yes, Morgan. How did you hear? I'm just calling her Morgan. Well, you're singing about it, and I see that you tweeted Joel Embiid will be someone that someone wants in a trade. Oh, yes, so you agree. And then they do this whole scene, and then they have this song together, and then it's just all about, come on, his name is Adam Wojnarowski. He makes the news, and he will foresee the greatest news in all the biggest trades. Good bit?
Great pick.
Thank you.
Morgan said it was a minute long. It was about 7 minutes there. I think we got the whole musical. Trade deadline's over. I mean, we know.
Can you guys picture it, though? Can you guys picture it?
Yeah, I think we can. We think we can. Just so, during that time, there's been 17 trades in the NBA.
You're such a dick.
Yeah.
You're a dick.
If you've not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We are approaching 40 minutes from the NBA trade deadline. Morgan's got the musical gifts that are unbelievably legendary, though.
Yeah, musical gifts.
I love Morgan, man. Funny, a lot of hell yes. How dare you, Deuce? Oh,
You guys are funny. Thank you.
Also, just so you know, my reaction, I've heard this 1,000 times. This is not new to me, what she just said. She's been doing this forever.
Obviously,
so it's not
for
like I
years.
was like, oh, this is cool. Like, I've heard this. So sorry if I don't have a reaction of like, oh my God, this is so special. I've heard it. Oh! Oh! That's why Morgan sings, because it brings us trade luck. We do have a trade in the National Basketball Association. A former Kings player is on the move. Shams Charania saying that the Clippers are trading Terrence Mann, Bones Highland to the Hawks for Bogdan Bogdanovic and 3 second-round picks.
Ooh.
How about Bogdanovic going to the Clippers? And the Hawks are having an active morning so far. Bogdanovic gone. DeAndre Hunter gone. What does this mean for Trae Young's future? So much speculation that he thought maybe he'd have a chance to go to the Spurs, but that got squashed once De'Aaron Fox went there. What is Trae Young's future? Do we get a surprise Trae Young trade today? How insane would that be?
Insane.
But at this hour, the Atlanta Hawks are making moves left and right. First, it was with the Cleveland Cavaliers. DeAndre Hunter going to the Cavs with Karis LeVert, George Niang, some second-round picks and pick swaps. And then just now, we are learning, Shams Charania reporting, the Clippers trading Terrence Mann and Bones Highland to the Hawks for Bogdan Bogdanovic and 3 second-round picks. Wow. Basketball sickos unites. It is 11:22. The deadline is fast approaching. Deals are being made at this hour. We mentioned Hunter. We saw Nurkic get moved to the Hornets today. For Micic and Cody Martin, he is no longer with the Phoenix Suns. We saw Davion Mitchell get moved from Toronto to Miami. For PJ Tucker, PJ has bounced all over the league.
Be nice.
And then Reggie Jackson got moved. What other moves will we see?
Oh, 11:23. And this is a big move. These are some big moves in the NBA today.
Bogdanovic coming back west.
Yeah.
He's been with the Hawks for a long time now after leaving Sacramento. The Clippers have a talented team. Kawhi's back. You got Harden and Bogey this year, though. His numbers have dipped. Just 10 points a game on 37% shooting, 30% from 3. He's playing just under 25 minutes a game. Does he have something left to give the Clippers at 32 years old?
I mean, he's been coming off the bench too this season. So
Yep.
it's another thing.
The question,
What?
what do you think Trae Young is thinking right now? He obviously wants to win.
Well, if Trae Young was involved in anything, I'm stunned that we wouldn't have heard about it unless they're going the.
Have you heard Luca? Anybody?
That's what I was going to say. Unless they're going with that model of a trade. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're trading away their guy. Like, what are the Hawks trying to do? They got how many picks in that too? Sorry. Not sorry.
It was like seconds, though, right? Like, yeah. They got 3 second-round picks. So they've gotten an army of second-round picks
And
today
good
from
for
the
them.
Cavs and from the Clippers.
And but look how many of these seconds are being big assets in so many of these trades, especially when you are trying to land someone. What if the Hawks trying to get on that Kevin Durant action with all their seconds?
Yeah, the Hawks have acquired Kevin Durant today for 45 second-round picks and Trae Young. Can
Watch
you believe
it happen.
That'd be insane.
I know.
Insanely stupid.
Well, for who?
Oh man, this is very fascinating to see how the West continues to shuffle things. Bogey coming to the West, Luka staying in the West, obviously, but going to the Lakers. You got Jimmy Butler coming from the East to the West, joining the Golden State Warriors. Do the Suns have any other things that they can do? The West did lose Brandon Ingram. He is headed to Toronto. Mark Williams coming to the West from Charlotte. Here we go. Here we go. The West is just daunting, dude. And that's why we keep talking about the Kings. Like, hey, if the goal, like, you assembled this team to win and be a playoff team, well, you've got to do some things. They're right now in the 9th spot in the NBA's Western Conference. They are 2.5 games out of the 7th spot behind Minnesota. They've got a schedule tonight that features Portland. They've got the Pelicans 3 out of the next 4 after that, along with Dallas. So a chance for them to move up in the standings. But right now, it's OKC's Western Conference. They're 40-9. Memphis, do they have something that they can do? 35-16. Houston's 32-18. Denver, they were trying to maybe make a move for Nurkic. Valanciunas. They were one of the teams interested in Valanciunas, along with the Phoenix Suns. The Kings beat them on that. The Nuggets also were linked to Levine at one point during this whole trade deadline saga. The Lakers, very active. They're 29-19, and I think, adding Mark Williams, they probably feel like, okay, we can win right now. We had a glaring hole at that 5 spot after the AD trade. We just add a guy that could be a lob threat to Luka, who's young, who's active.
Is he playing now too? Is he healthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's been playing some pretty good basketball when he's out there. And that's the problem. Is how many games?
23 games this season. That's
in his NBA career.
In his NBA career, his first year, 43 games, 19 games, 23 games. So
yeah, he's been in and out of the lineup for the Hornets recently. But
okay.
He had a game a few weeks back against Memphis where he had 38 points.
Okay.
9 rebounds and 5 dimes. They lost, but still. Yeah. I'm getting a little nervous now. We're approaching 30 minutes, man.
33 minutes.
As I said, we're approaching 30 minutes. Approaching. It's 33. We're approaching.
I get it now.
That's a technical you.
It's
a technical on you, man. It's a technical on you.
Do you
man.
realize we'll be working all day together? All
Oh
day.
yeah. I'm aware. We're driving to San Francisco together, and then we're working together all day, and then we're doing a podcast together. Yeah. Can't wait for Friday. Let me tell you.
That's tomorrow.
Ooh, an interesting suggestion in the chat.
Yes.
What about Trae for Van Vliet and some picks? Dude, that would be fascinating.
Wait, Trae
Young, the
for
guy in Atlanta.
Van Vliet.
Yeah, it's a Houston.
That guy. And some picks. Oh, didn't Van Vliet get paid though? Like what are the Hawks? I guess you get picks though again. You get your picks again. So
no, Van Vliet's deal is coming to a close here. He's got a team option next year for 44.8. So this year is technically a 42.8 million expiring deal.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well,
I think I need another coffee.
Will you make me one? Thank you.
I need to get fired up right now.
Oh, good, because I'm going to practice my musical. Let's see. So maybe money is working on a deal to trade. You guys, stop sending stars to the West, please. Yeah, I mean, look, the West is already what it is. And I know we keep saying like, it feels like when the Kings start to win, that anything is doable though. Like, oh, can they still get into that 7th spot in the play-in? Or, can they get somewhere it actually makes sense and put themselves in a good position? Well, it just depends on how the rest of the teams are going to play out too. I mean, you just look at a team like Portland. They're not making all these moves and they're just playing better basketball. Like, what if they continue in this direction and then they're a team fighting for a top 10 spot and making life difficult for everyone else? That's
If
what I'm
Portland made the
saying.
playoffs or playing over the Kings, I'm out. I'm done.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Leaving my fandom of the NBA forever. Just kidding. Coffee's being brewed at the moment. Shout out to Bojack making an appearance at this hour. Bojack, we need some vibes from you. Bojack, get over here. Oh, look at that Jack, huh? Look at that Jack. Okay, Bojack, I've got some news. We are officially 30 minutes away from the NBA trade deadline. Oh man, we've seen so many moves. This has been one of the biggest deadlines in NBA history, maybe in sports history. As the sports world, the basketball universe was stunned when Luka got traded to the LA Lakers. Luka, Maxi Kleba, Markieff Morris to the Lakers? Yeah, for AD, Max Christie, and a 2029 pick, and the Lakers weren't done. We mentioned this one. Dalton Connect, the rookie. People love this guy. He was paired with Cam Reddish, a 2031 unprotected pick, a 2030 pick swap. He is going to the Hornets. That package for Mark Williams. So the Lakers get a big man. And then you had the De'Aaron Fox 3-team trade with the Bulls, the Spurs, and the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin to San Antonio. Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, Trey Jones. Morgan just left. I thought she was going to be fired up for this. To the Bulls. And the Kings get Levine, CD Sissoko, and some second-round picks, some first-round picks. They took those second-round picks. They packaged it up with CD Sissoko. And they threw it to the nation's capital for the big man, Jonas Valanciunas. I'm waiting to see if there's anything else happening. Okay, nothing on my phone. Let's keep it moving. We're not done. The Mavs weren't done either. They traded Quentin Grimes and a second-round pick for Caleb Martin. Oklahoma City get Daniel Tice and a second for some cash. The Sixers traded KJ Martin to the Pistons for some second-round picks. James Sprague to the Houston Rockets. Washington, Milwaukee, Chris Middleton. What a run he had with the Bucks. They won a championship. This guy was a cast-off, a second-round pick of the Pistons, goes to the Bucks for years, turns into an all-star. Some knee issues. Those are problematic, right? Well, guess what? He's been shipped to the Washington Wizards. Kyle Kuzma, Patrick Baldwin. Baldwin was with the Bucks for a second, then he got rerouted to San Antonio. But Kuzma, remember him? He's going to be playing some meaningful basketball after leaving the Wizards. How will he do in Milwaukee with Giannis in the Bucks? The Golden State Warriors, they take a big swing. Jimmy Butler's on his way to San Francisco, signing a 2-year extension. Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, Lindy Waters. Adios, you're done. Wiggins to Miami, pieces going everywhere. Toronto also made a deal. Brandon Ingram on the move to Canada. In return, the Pelicans get Kelly Olynyk, Bruce Brown, a first and a second-round pick. Oh my goodness, what a day it's been, and what else is in store as we are approaching just 25 minutes away from the NBA's trade deadline. Morgan Reagan's got her coffee. I've got my espresso. We cheers. Clink. Adrenaline in my veins. Randy Orton, are we ready? If you have not done it yet, make sure to hit the thumbs up. All it does is help our channel grow. Make sure you're subscribed. It's amazing. Our push to 100K is on.
We're at 20,000, if anyone's wondering.
man.
But the push is on. I know.
This is
Scary times?
yeah.
26 minutes. Come on, alerts.
Let's see.
Start
Here.
a ringing.
I feel like we need some like intense music just to like really set the mood.
Okay. Intense music like makes me anxious. Makes me anxious. Okay, as he types in intense music into the search column. Who cares about me? Oh my God.
Let's see what we're looking for. Like, you know, this isn't intense. What are we doing here? Like, intense thriller? Is that a good one?
Yeah, you said thrilled. Let's see. Another super chat from Bocce. Great entertainment. Still no wings or defense. Well, at least we can entertain ya.
We try. We try our best.
We try. Let's see.
Oh my God.
The song is called Throbbing Anxiety. What the fuck?
Are you guys ready? We have less than 30 minutes until the NBA's trade deadline. Hey Kings, it's me, the basketball god. Do you really want a win? Who else is making a move? Oh, Kevin Durant, you're gonna be stuck in Phoenix for life! Morgan,
No.
how are you feeling?
Okay, this isn't basketball gods are like good to us. This isn't basketball Satan, dude.
That's a good point. But I get a little antsy with throbbing anxiety on trade deadline day. Welcome to basketball.
Someone says Kings are making a deal with the devil. Oh, someone else said Royale is back.
That's a good point.
It's a great point.
Dude. Does this pump you up or get you a little antsy? Where are you at with this?
In between.
Give me a wing. Give me a wing.
You honestly, like, are starting to look insane. Everyone just look at him right now with this evil smile as he look down. Yeah. Like sometimes when you're not addressing the camera, you just look scary.
What do you mean?
Like, I would honestly, if I didn't know you, it does make sense. The whole, like, drug accusations.
Yeah, I know.
Look at those bags under the eyes.
Okay. That's a lack of sleep.
Someone else said Jumanji energy. Haha.
Does it do anything? Oh, you don't have headphones. That's right.
I don't like I like classical music. I'm a classical gal. Let's see.
What's up? What?
Just
What?
so
Go ahead.
Deuce making me want to do something illegal. No. There's no encouragement of that.
Someone just said, you just made my kid cry. Probably with that voice. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
Someone said, thanks. You scared my grandma. I had you guys on the TV. Sorry, Granny. Go back to sleep, all right? Or wake up, because it's the NBA trade deadline, Grandma! You know we need a wing!
The classical music comes on at 12:01. Thanks, Compax.
This has a little too much, like, epic superhero
Yeah,
vibes.
like Survivor.
Yeah. Action horror. Ooh, Evil Intentions? I like me some Evil Intentions.
Don't you want positive vibes?
Morgan, this is intense.
It doesn't need to be. Like, we can just like be in a positive place, and
Jobs are on the line.
they're not.
Futures at stake. Games must be won. Who will make a move in the next 20 minutes?
Someone agrees. Let's turn on classical. Like they do that in Squid Games too. Oh.
We have another trade at this hour. Are you ready? The Atlanta Hawks are not done. This one's not as exciting.
Okay.
The Hawks are trading Cody Zeller and Houston's 2028 second round pick to the Rockets. Are the Rockets up to something?
Ooh.
Okay. The Hawks, dude, staying busy.
Yeah.
See you later, Zeller.
See you later, Zeller bomb.
Do you feel kind of bad for someone like Cody Zeller? Because like Shams has graphics made for everybody, but if you don't get a graphic, it's not a big trade. Is that true?
I would feel less important.
He like doesn't even hit. Hey, don't worry on the Zeller graphic. We don't need it.
Yeah, I'd want a photo. Really not hard to make a graphic.
Yeah.
Like
ESPN's
you already
like,
have
hey,
the template.
Shams, just type it out. We don't really need like the breaking news from Shams on this one. Okay, so the Hawks are trading Cody Zeller, Houston's 2028 second rounder, to the Rockets. The Hawks have also, in the last hour, traded Bogdan Bogdanovic. And he is going to he's going to the Clippers for Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. That's crazy. The Hawks are also trading DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs for Karis LeVert, George Niang, 3 second round picks and 2 pick swaps. Also, I think I might have read the trade wrong for Bogey earlier. The Clippers are trading Terrence Mann, Bones Highland to the Hawks for Bogey and 3 second round picks. So the Clippers are the team that are getting the picks back. I think we were talking about the Hawks getting all those picks.
Oh,
they were getting those. They were getting those from the Cavs.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Or shoot. Sorry. Didn't mean to cuss. So dumb.
Oh my goodness. 19 minutes.
19 minutes. 19 minutes and it feels so good. Does it? Does it? Come on. Someone did say put on classical. You don't have to put on anything. It's okay. I don't have to get my way ever.
I mean, classical, you need
Because
like
it is
Squid
intense.
Games,
No, you don't.
Let's see here.
I mean, I listen to classical all the time.
Why? I mean, why? But why right now?
It's because it is intense in its own way.
Oh, the NBA trade deadline's here. I'm so intense. I guess if you close your eyes and you picture Squid Games, like, stop, go. Will you make a trade? The first team to make a trade wins. The team who doesn't win a trade will be eliminated. The general manager who does not make a trade today will be eliminated. Good luck. All the GM's like, no, let's hold a vote. I just want to go home. Oh, I'm sorry. The majority of the GMs want to make moves. The games go on.
Let the games begin. Hawks, what are you going to do?
The Hawks advance. The Sacramento Kings.
We had the Jonas trade.
But
Disqualified.
you have failed to get a wing.
Yeah.
You have been eliminated.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Kevin Durant's in our chat. The Kevin Durant saying, trade me, please.
Oh, boy.
Hope you get traded just for our own entertainment.
By the way, you could tell we just watched Squid Games this season 2. Adrian says, Deuce, thoughts on Monty not getting a wing for the second straight year or third straight year? Well, just to be clear, he did get Kessler Edwards, so that doesn't count. So 2 straight years. It's not over yet. There's still moves that could be made. And they better be made because the games are on! We're hearing that Dennis Schroeder is being rerouted to the Pistons as part of the Jimmy Butler deal. That's according to Chris Haynes.
Not a trade, but action. Oh, look who likes classical.
I liked it because we made it a Squid Games thing where
That's the
teams
only
get
reason why I
eliminated.
liked it, Morgan. Otherwise, I wouldn't like it, okay? Like, how old are you?
Cameron says classical is hitting great right now.
Thank you.
Will the Kings make a trade?
No, you don't need to sing to classical. You don't need to sing.
Oh, that's what I'm hearing in the musical notes. Kings fan Sneak saying, really, Deuce Kessler Edwards? I'm just saying it counts. I don't know what to tell you. Don't be mad at me.
I don't know why you have to make everything so intense.
What?
It can just be like soft.
We are 15 minutes away from the NBA deadline. Who's making a move?
Todd says the coffee and the classical really working for me. You're welcome.
Wow.
Dude,
Give credit
classical
where
is so
credit's
good
due.
for your brain. Like,
Oh, this is my type of classical. 15 minutes to go. Who is orchestrating a deal? It's intense.
this is what you should play with like 3 minutes left.
The clock is okay. We'll change it up then.
Okay. Soft.
GM's looking at their phones. Will it get done?
Someone wondering if Jonas Valanciunas is playing tonight for the Sacramento Kings. No. Will he play Saturday? Not confirmed.
Just a note, Shams calmly tweeting, Detroit is acquiring Dennis Schroeder from the Jazz. That's a good move for the Pistons. Usually around this time, Pistons aren't making any moves to win, but this team is good. I like that move for the Pistons.
Dennis Schroeder did not get a graphic for
No, I
Detroit.
think he's been all over the place.
he
you
has.
know, so.
They can't even figure out the graphics at this point.
I like that move for the Pistons. Remember, Jaden Ivey went down. You had a veteran to that
yeah.
group with Cade, who's an all-star. That team is sitting
Fair.
at 25 and 26. I like the Schroeder pickup for the Pistons. Oh, man.
You know,
We're approaching Robin Lopez hours, and I don't like it. I don't like those vibes, Morgan.
Anthony is saying Schroeder would have been a good move for the Kings. We need a backup point guard. And Deuce and I were discussing that earlier. We were talking more about what Schroeder would want too, because you're obviously not going to see the minutes with the lineup of guards on this Kings roster. But at the same time, you do need that backup point guard as well,
Yeah.
because we were talking about who we don't trust bringing up the ball yet, or maybe don't feel comfortable. Devin Carter, Keon Ellis is fine, but you know, he's still just not like establish that confidence as a point guard in this league. And Malik Monk's right now your guy
And they only have so many minutes to give, too.
in that. But
You don't like this one? A little too intense for you?
a little.
We should be intense. A dozen minutes away. A day we've been waiting for a long time. Who is going to close a deal?
So many people loving the music, saying it helping with my work day. I know. You're welcome. I listen to classical all the time, and I suggest you do too. But I don't do that.
I don't even know what instrument I'm playing.
I think
there's
that was violin.
No, I know I'm playing violin. I don't think that was what was being played
got it.
audio-wise.
Got it.
This is the violin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I could own at the violin.
I know.
man.
You would have been so good at everything.
We are literally closing in on 10 minutes until the deadline. Who is stepping up? Are we going to get an explosion of moves as the clock goes to 0. The time is now. I'm looking around because Morgan looked around. Was there a wing behind me?
No. I was just looking around.
Are you ending the show at noon? No, probably 12:15ish, though. Because we have to go to San Francisco.
It's like, yeah, we have another job we have to do.
People in the chat typing money, please. Dear basketball gods, make something happen. Who could be on the move? How you feeling, honestly?
I feel fine. I feel like this is what it's going to be.
You don't think the Kings are making another move?
I don't.
This is a Greek tragedy? Is that what they say?
A Greek tragedy?
Is that what they call?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm there. I feel like Kevin Durant staying put.
Well, I had people tell me yesterday when Monty McNair had a press conference at 9:30. Well, does that mean he's not making any other moves? He's having a press conference. There's no way. And then he traded for Valanciunas.
Right.
Never. Say never. Maybe Monty is trolling us. Maybe the Kings we're going to wait till right at 59 or wait for it to trickle out a little after noon. I am ready to feel all the emotions. Happiness, thrill, sadness, depression. Whatever is to come, let's embrace it together.
Yeah. I mean, this is all NBA fans around the league right now, looking for their team to have hope until it hits 12 o'clock.
Last night,
3 o'clock Eastern.
Malik Monk did say, I think there's going to be another deal.
Yeah.
Was he right?
Well, as of right now, no. No, we don't. we don't even. Yeah. Come on, somebody. Like, does anyone want to get better in the league? Let's go. Make some shit happen. Let's see. I don't know if you just want to play anything fun or anything.
You know, Morgan, I think we're just embracing where we're at together.
I know. It's like the Titanic when they're playing the violin before it goes down. No, I'm kidding. I don't feel that way. I'm fine. I know a lot of people don't feel similar, and I get it. Like, I think that's a fair way to feel right now, especially with what we just saw from the Kings. But I'm just here like any NBA fan, and you look around all of the NBA and no tweets are coming in. You know, no changes are coming in right now. Like, if you're the Suns, how do you feel right now? If you're a Suns fan, how do you feel right now?
They're gonna roll with what they have.
I know,
But-
and that to me is just like depressing. Like,
It might
that's,
be, but you know, you do have one of the best players ever on your team in Devin Booker, and maybe the vibes change with Nurkic gone. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, remember, it is a team sport, and there's multiple people that need to be good on the team to get to a certain level.
Anthony says, well, bringing back the old night chat day vibes. Oh, you know, like when we were losing 9 in a row. Is that what you're saying? I hope that's not the case. The Hawks have been really busy this morning. We actually haven't seen a ton of moves in general today. It's been on the lead up. One of the busiest trade deadlines ever. The Kings made a move yesterday for Valanciunas. But we saw last night, size, depth is necessary. Can they get it done at the deadline? Or are they going to have to try the buyout market?
Well,
That's complicated.
And it is, but that is something else I was thinking of too. When it's like you feel like all hope is lost, it's like, okay, well, that's your next thing. We haven't seen the Kings active in that, obviously, over the last couple of years, but you are a small market. You're a team that it's tough to go in that direction. Yeah.
The old night chat was literally the best, dude. We had some wild times. I'm not ready for those wild times quite yet. You can tell I'm doing all the nervous things that people do when they're like trying to. Why am I stacking the papers
I
over
don't
and over
know.
again?
I don't know.
Because we are like 5 minutes out.
I'm sitting here more like, of course, I would love to see more for the Sacramento Kings, but I'm like, even just around the NBA, I was excited about. There's still some big trades today, and obviously within this trade deadline, the last couple of days. But I just thought today there's been a few more tweaks or a few more moves, and I thought maybe we'd see Kevin Durant go somewhere. Obviously, seeing what the Hawks are doing, it was kind of like, ooh, are they breaking it all down, doing some of the Trae Young as well? And then for the Sacramento Kings, it's just like you want to keep seeing these tweaks being made, and something was addressed at this trade deadline. Obviously, you think about the big trade with trading De'Aaron Fox to the San Antonio Spurs and acquiring Zach LaVine and some picks. The picks in CD Sissoko also helping you to get Jonas Valanciunas. Like, it was good. But I think if the Kings won the other day, what was that, last night? Shit.
Yep,
If
last
the Kings won last night, I think some people are feeling better.
We have a trade with 5 minutes to go. The Memphis Grizzlies, we talked to them, talked about them making a move. Marcus Smart has been traded.
Okay.
The Grizzlies are trading Marcus Smart, a 2025 first-round pick, to the Wizards in a multi-team trade that sends 2 second-round picks to Memphis. Memphis creates roster flexibility. Shams is saying this is a 3-team trade. Where could Marcus Smart be headed? We also learned that the Wizards have waived Reggie Jackson. Marcus Smart in a multi-team trade. Who's the other team? Who is the third team? Who is the third team at this hour? We are 4 minutes away. I do not want to. Grizzlies, salaries, we're all over the place now. Marcus Smart, his tenure is over. He makes $20 million this year, 21.5 next year. Holy shit. Marcus Smart traded today.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Well, and are they going to keep him in Washington?
I know. That's what I'm like.
Smart this year has played 19 games, 8 points a game, shooting just 36%, 32% from downtown. 3 minutes away officially from the
3
NBA
minutes.
trade deadline.
We're just staring. I feel like Deuce thinks he's like in a movie and he's an actor, and he gets more intense as the music gets more intense.
Chris Haynes with an update. We are getting some trickling in. The Clippers are trading Kevin Porter to the Bucks for Marjon Beauchamp. League sources tell
Oh, okay.
him.
Him.
Chris Haynes.
Yep. Okay.
I'm scrolling to see if I'm missing anything else. We have almost 2 minutes to go.
I'm just nervous.
People are saying another trade. Could you guys be delayed? I am not seeing anything else at the moment. We need to re-rack that one. That's where it's at. Because we are 2 minutes out. 2 minutes out from the NBA trade deadline. Busy day for the Clippers.
Yeah.
Bucks get Kevin Porter. The Clippers get Beauchamp. We just learned that the Grizzlies are trading Marcus Smart and a first-round pick to the Wizards in a multi-team trade that sends 2 second-round picks to Memphis. What else is happening? Oh.
Who'd the Bucks get for Chris Middleton?
Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma. So they got Kuzma. They got Porter. Okay. Okay. They're making changes.
Two minutes. We're approaching the final minutes.
Music hitting like a brick. Why are you standing up?
Because I'm locked in.
Okay. Oh, what? What?
No.
No.
Relax.
Yeah, no. I know. All you people out there. Don't be-
We've got a trade! The Kings have made a trade!
Yes!
At the buzzer, the Sacramento Kings have made a trade.
Yes.
The Kings are acquiring Jake LaRavia
Let's talk
from the
about it.
Memphis Grizzlies. He's 6'7", he's size, shooting. Jake LaRavia
Yes.
is a Sacramento King! We still have a minute left. What is the details of the trade we are waiting to see?
Let's go.
Jake LaRavia, a good pickup, an expiring deal, having a really solid year, does all the hustle things. He's knocking down shots, has good size, good feel for the game. They rave about his basketball IQ.
Only attempting about 2 threes per game, but shooting 44% from three. Obviously not, like, he hasn't started any games. He's going to be coming off the bench for the Sacramento Kings, but then you think about the depth, the size, being able to shoot the basketball, the length. There you go.
Oh my.
There you go. There you go. There you go. The
Jake
tweaks. The
LaRavia,
tweaks.
but we don't know what the deal is.
Keegan Murray. Trey
We are not no joking
Love
right
it.
now.
Love it.
It's
Sorry.
noon. It's officially
Okay.
noon.
Okay.
We can tell you at this hour, Jake LaRavia is headed to the Sacramento Kings.
Amen. Amen.
They got one done. Let's give it
Yep.
up. Wing size. Let's effing go!
Things were addressed. Things were
Was
addressed.
that like 3? Monty for the win! It's in! LaRavia is to Sacramento! He got it done! Bang! Holy shit. Well, we also have one coming in from Shams, if you guys care.
Yeah.
The Pacers are trading James Wiseman and cash to the Raptors.
Okay. I love if there's just NBA fans here that are tuning in and you're going, what the hell are these Sacramento Kings people getting so excited about Jake LaRavia? The Kings are so desperate for length, for size, especially at that wing spot. I mean, obviously shooting as well. I just said it. He's attempting 2 threes per game, shooting 44% from three. But it's not only that. He's a hustle guy.
Yep.
He hustles for the 50-50 balls. He is getting deflections. He is long. You have length. You have depth.
I love you getting amped up now. We're still waiting to see. Oh, we got more details. The Kings are sending a 2028 second rounder plus Colby Jones and Alex Len to Washington. They are a part of that deal. It's a 3-team deal. That
Okay.
Marcus Smart trade, they are a part of that. So the Kings are sending a 2028 second rounder to Memphis, Colby Jones and Alex Len to Washington, Len back to Washington.
Wow.
And they acquired Jake LaRavia as part of the Marcus Smart trade, a 3-team trade. I said, who's the third team?
You
It
said.
was the Sacramento Kings. My dentist is calling me right now.
There's no time for a dental appointment.
Hey, I don't need my teeth. It's deadline day. Sorry, J Street Dental.
The classical music up.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Now we can take our breath, a deep breath here.
Okay.
Holy
I've
shit.
been breathing.
I have not. This is the first time I've taken a deep breath in 45 hours. All right, so let's just write this down. So 3-team trade.
Let's go. Let's
So-
go.
Smart goes to Washington with a pick. You got LaRavia to Sac. You got a second rounder to Memphis from Sac. And then you got Len and Jones to Washington. Wow. Wow.
No.
Dude, holy shit. There's a lot to go over with Jake LaRavia, too, for a second. I was literally having a discussion about him yesterday with you and in our Discord because I was looking at options and you're wondering, God, who could be out there? There was an article done
Yes.
just the other day how Jake LaRavia unexpectedly became the Grizzlies' most fascinating NBA trade deadline decision, okay? So they didn't pick up his option. He had an injury-plagued first couple of years, okay? Declined his fourth-year team option. Now, all 30 teams will have an equal opportunity to sign him. He's 6'7", 23-year-old, 44% from three, right? He needs a new contract in the future. Well, apparently, like, they have loved what he's been doing, but they are realistic and understand they probably can't sign him long-term, right?
Yeah.
Here are some of the things that have been said about Jake LaRavia. For the most part, he says, when I'm out on the court, my main goal is to just do the little things, the dirty work, the 50-50 balls, the one more passes, just making the right play pretty much every time. The analytics back this up, according to USA Today. LaRavia is averaging 3.6 deflections per 36 minutes. That's the third best on the Grizzlies, along with a team-high 0.8 defensive loose balls recovered per 36, helping create momentum and advantages or winning plays, in the words of teammate Scottie Pippen Jr. Santi Aldama says he's an active body. That is the point of growth for him, and this is why he has been so successful. Taylor Jenkins says LaRavia has just taken off since the start of the season with the opportunity, playing 10 guys, playing 11 guys. His net rating, his impact, it's been really good for us and something we've leaned on, especially in those bench units. So a lot of exciting things. Among the three-man lineups that have logged at least 160 minutes together so far this season, one involving LaRavia is tied for the best overall net rating in the league. They've outscored opponents by 27 points per 100 possessions when he has appeared alongside Aldama and Luke Kennard. Let's see here. Next up, LaRavia's buy-in of this philosophy has especially caught the attention of teammate Desmond Bain while admiring LaRavia's defensive abilities and rebounding. 6'7", he wants to play some defense. Bring him to town. He is here. Bain noted that running the floor is a major source of LaRavia's positive impact. Just running the floor.
Pace, baby, pace.
LaRavia said, I wouldn't consider myself fast in short distances, but I'm hustling. I'm playing hard every time I'm out on the court. I'm not really taking plays off. If there's a fast break opportunity for the other team, some guys might get out of the way. I'm sprinting back to try to make a play on the ball. Whenever I'm off ball, I'm sprinting. This guy might be the perfect fit, man, and you needed him. And you take Alex Len, who's not going to play anymore, Colby Jones in a pick.
Yep.
To me, this is a no-brainer. He also has increased his paint touches from 1.5 per 36 as a rookie all the way up to 3.6
Yes, Jake.
so far this season. Once he is near the rim, he has shown the ability to finish plays efficiently, which Jenkins, his coach at the time in Memphis, appreciates. He is 85% when cutting to the basket, which has helped him earn trust with his teammates. Here's what Jenkins said. He's one of the guys who, when we thought about adopting a new offensive philosophy, we thought he was going to thrive because he's got great cutting awareness and offensive rebounding.
Okay.
That's huge,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Offensive
very
rebounding,
huge.
getting possessions, cutting. Love this shit. Let's see what else they say. Pippen says, I think his playmaking has taken a step. The way he's able to find others, I feel like his overall game is helping us a lot, and his ability to stay aggressive, also finding others.
Love it.
People talk about him making the extra pass, his IQ. Brandon Clark praised LaRavia's passing and IQ. Jenkins, too, has mentioned that. Bain said, he's been locked in. He's been continuing to grow. His process continued to get better. He has a good process, and a lot of work and confidence come from that. He's been playing well, and it's a big addition for us. He said, at the end of the day, I want to compete and play for a team that competes, be healthy, be in the rotation as long as I can for whatever team that's competing for a championship every year. Jake LaRavia, love the pickup for the Kings.
I love the pickup for the Kings. And I think, again, I go back to like any NBA fans that are here and like, God, you guys are really excited. Really excited to have some tweaks at that wing spot, but then also it be a caliber of wing, a caliber of player that you can actually play. We talked about a few trade deadlines ago when it was Kessler Edwards, just that hope alone of having that length out there on the floor being like, okay, is that the tweak? obviously wasn't the tweak. And then last year, not enough being done because all the what if trades, almost trades. And then this year, you're seeing it done, everything being done early. Acquiring Zach LaVine, obviously within the situation of De'Aaron Fox. And that situation seems like it was going to happen no matter what, whether it was now or then. So you might as well rip the Band-Aid off. Then Jonas Valanciunas. You have that deal happen yesterday. Hopefully he's playing with the Sacramento Kings by Saturday, but it is official. And then that's addressing the big situation, especially because Alex Len was unplayable at times, and now Domas doesn't have to play 40 minutes a night. Now you go to Jake LaRavia, and you think about what that does for your bench depth. Like, even if things don't happen right away, you still add some more length, some more size, a guy that wants to be out there, have those hustle plays, use those arms, do all the things, add another defensive guy as well who can shoot the basketball, like I said, attempting only 2 threes per game, shooting 44% from three-point land. And then from the field, again, you look at lower attempts, but still efficient within his shooting. But then being a high IQ guy, being willing to pass, yes, honey.
And what do you need from him? What do you need?
You just need him out there to be long and play defense.
Hustle, rebound, cut, run the
Yes.
floor, bring energy to that second unit, and to have someone at 6'7" to do that. He's young. I like the move. And now he's going to get some legit playing time, coming off the bench. So I think this is a really solid move for the Kings. You're looking for a guy with size who plays defense, can rebound well, and hit threes. I think he can do that for this group in the role that is provided. It's not like you're talking about, hey, you need him to score 20 points a game. No, can he hit some open shots, make winning plays? I like the pickup by the Sacramento Kings. It doesn't make them a championship contender, no. But are they better today than maybe they were 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I think you have to say yes. I mean, you got Valanciunas, LaRavia, and then you lose Fox, but you add LaVine offensively. I think LaVine is going to be a force. I think overall, they got better.
And I just don't feel like this is one of those hopeful times that we sit here and just go like, okay, but could he work out here? Different situation, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're finally talking about players that have been showing what they're capable of this specific year. Zach LaVine just has been on a tear. Obviously, he's been out the last couple of weeks, personal reasons, the birth of another child. And then you go to someone like Valanciunas, who off the bench has just been so dominant, so efficient. And then now going to Jake LaRavia, just younger guy who we keep talking about that length, playable, plays defense, and just putting him with this roster, the construction is looking a little better at this point.
Now, the one thing that is worth noting, someone alert us to what Bobby Marks said. The Kings are now in a unique situation with LaRavia because Memphis declined that fourth-year team option. The max that they can give him in free agency is $5.1 million.
Yikes.
So if he is effective with Sacramento, you're going to be limited. You're going to have to get creative as to what the hell you can do with him long term. It's kind of like when the Kings did not pick up Harry Giles' option years ago. It's like, well, you're kind of limited depending on what other teams offer. But that's the situation with Jake LaRavia. The max that they could offer him next year, because the Grizzlies did not pick up that fourth-year team option, is $5.1 million.
Yeah.
But
get creative.
Yeah, I mean, first things first is I think he's someone that can help the Kings. And I think overall, this deadline has been bumpy. It's been crazy, but I feel good with what the Kings did at the deadline.
Same. And also, really quick too, for Colby Jones, you and I got to chat with him so many different times, obviously, with the Stockton Kings. We got to see him dominate in the G League on so many different nights. And just what a great freaking person, a guy that you could always depend on to leave it all out there on the floor, even if he did have his lulls and made mistakes. But he just kept trying to grow as a shooter, as a person, as a player. And I just appreciate the good people so much. So if you had the opportunity to watch some of these Stockton Kings games where he got to play a lot more and everything too, you got to see what kind of player he was. And yeah, he'll be missed as well.
Yeah, Colby's a great dude, and I wish it would have worked out for him. But now, getting the opportunity to go to Washington, maybe he gets more run with that team.
Yeah.
And gets an opportunity to show what he can do a little more with some NBA minutes. And he's been playing better recently in the G League. So Yeah, it's always tough when some of these good guys. And Alex Len's been around. I think he was technically the longest tenured king, right? He had 2 stints with the Kings, but technically the longest tenure. So now I think officially the longest tenured Sacramento Kings player is Domantas Sabonis.
No way.
Yeah.
So much change.
Yeah, there's been a lot of change. But this pickup of LaRavia, I know we're gonna do a podcast tonight following Kings Blazers. We can dive in more to that. We do have to drive to San Francisco,
Yeah.
so we're probably gonna post another video coming up with our thoughts on the deadline when we're driving to San Francisco. But how fun was it just to hang out? Was it worth it at the end?
Yes.
To get to 11:59 and then boom, dagger, 3-team trade. Marcus
Hey,
Smart.
it was worth it the entire journey.
The journey, man.
Thank you. Like just being here with all you guys for
Yep,
the
yep.
last couple hours. Thanks. That was fun.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jake LaRavia, now a member of the Sacramento King. Let's just take a step back, look at the Kings deadline as a whole. Zach LaVine, Jake LaRavia, Jonas Valanciunas, members of the Sacramento Kings. I think for a bench unit that has been struggling big
Yes.
time, they just added 2 pieces with size and that can rebound and give you kind of that toughness and hustle plays.
It's things you've been asking for. It's things that you've been wanting to see. Now, does it actually work out? We will wait
Yep.
and see. I mean, we already saw this first game, Zach LaVine's debut, and it didn't go the way that anyone wanted it to go. But at the same time, let's get a bigger sample size of these new players on the court in Sacramento Kings jerseys and see what the hell Doug Christie can cook up.
Oh my God. Kings and Blazers tonight. We're going to be live again after the game. We appreciate you guys so much for being with us this whole ride. Make sure to get in the comments after this. Let us know what you think about the Kings adding LaRavia. What do you think about the deadline as a whole for Sacramento around the league? How are you feeling about the Kings now? Let us know in the comments. We'll drop another video in a little bit. We love you guys so much, but we gots to go.
Happy NBA trade deadline day. We'll see you guys later tonight. Bye.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.